It's really funny because I took myself on a solo date. I mean, it's mostly loads of us do it. We just go out by ourselves. And I was in a restaurant where it was on the beach front, so there was a step down outside, and it's more like people can see in and you can't really see out because it's dark. And someone that I'd met briefly saw me in there and was like shouting at me through the restaurant, and I was like, I had my headphones on because the music had gone off for a bit, so I just listened to my tunes, and I was like, I could see someone. I was like, oh, who's that? And he was like, hey, do you remember me? I was like, yeah. But like, in my head I'm thinking, I'm at a restaurant, I'm not going to shout, like, you're over there, can't really hear you, can't really see you. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll catch up, thank you very much for saying hello, goodbye. And my food came. And then later I get a message saying, you're really strange, what makes you so special, you should have asked me to come and sit with you. I'm like, what? Like, why are you sitting by yourself? I mean, do people really not, do they not value time by themselves anymore? Is it so hard to take ourselves out and just be? Especially if we travel alone. Like, what else are we going to do? Sit at home crying at night? It's really important that we learn to connect with ourselves. And it's not about I did do a video of me taking myself on a solo date, but I didn't do it for that. I've done it for years, especially when you're not in a relationship. I know loads of elders. My mum's always been empowered like that as well, to go out by herself and take herself out on dates. And I used to love going to the cinema by myself, that 3 or 4 o'clock afternoon, especially when all the Marvel was out. I just loved it. And it's interesting that there's this sort of resistance of how other people see you spending time by yourself, how you're viewed by being alone. Get called a weirdo or dark witch or this, that and the other. And she's off and whatever. I don't really mind for people's opinions, but sometimes what people don't realise is when we live by universal law and energy and vibration, this is not about acting perfectly or anything. It's like learning about energy, knowing our own energy, coming out from a place where you give out your time, you give out your energy to everybody. Realise it depletes you, get ill, you're a 1% version of your true self because you've been absorbed into all these other energetic entanglements. When we consciously cultivate the I, and over a process, it can be 1 year, could be a month for some people at an accelerated rate. I've been doing this consciously for 4 or 5 years now. You come back to yourself, you find the self-love, you love peace and quiet, you love, I love music as well, it's not a point, but it's time and place. You love being by yourself, I love company too. I love rising to the day without a sound, without having to open my mouth and swim, or whatever the environment I'm in allows me to immerse myself in. When we start spending time by ourselves, and if we do this work, and shamanism's not for everybody, we've all got different gifts, but like when we start to see the magic, which is the point, 355, when we start to see the magic, when animals start to do things around us, when you get messages sent to you by unseen realms, when you get too many things around you happen, and it only happens when you're by yourself, or very rare moments. There's a couple of fairy sisters that I'm with, especially when I went to visit Ireland, where we were gifted the same experience, magical experience. When things like that happen to me by myself, of course I'm going to continue spending time by myself, aren't I? Like, why would I want to lose all of the magic that happens when I'm by myself with source, with nature, with the unseen realms? I love it. I love discovering things. Unfortunately recently there's been a few things, and I don't know whether I'll put out the other videos, but as a short summary here for anyone who didn't watch the others or doesn't, and I don't know if I'll put them out, is I got to see a sea serpent in the water. I've been swimming here 3 months nearly every day, bar a little visit to Nairobi. Sea serpent, that is magic. It's even in my animal deck as one of the like magical ethereal beings. Sea serpent. And then I saw, unfortunately, the day after, a dead snake, which ties into some of the other energies around retrograde and some of the darkness that's whirling in December 2024. And what else magical? Oh, and another experience at Nairobi National Park with I didn't expect to see anything. I was just going there as a laugh, just to be like in nature because I've been in the city. Not to realise that we'd stumble across a whole pride of lions, and then rhino, and then buffalo, and then a little mongoose and other animals. Like, when we're at peace with ourselves, it's a vibrational match to the peace and the magic in nature. And so the more people resist that, oh, you look so weird hanging by yourself, what are you doing by yourself? Ideally, we have moments where we're by ourselves and we have company, but these are the projections that I talk about of others. I have to get used to so much silliness, telepathically sent, because I do hear things. I'm not a mind reader, but I do hear things, and also verbally already spoken to me about being by myself. It was so strange. Like, when are people going to ever accept that there's a level up? The delusion of what they say, that quote, I forgot the author, but give up the last illusion of being loved and you'll be free. Like, we are love. I am the divine. I'm part of Christ consciousness. I'm part of Source. We are all connected to something so magical and ridiculously powerful. Even more powerful when it's rooted in love and light, as opposed to other things that might be going on behind the scenes that will be revealed very, very soon, no doubt. Because there's a lot of crumbling, and I saw the dead snake with a black crow feather next to it on a path that I've walked on every day for over 100 days. And snakes are rare to see in the daylight here, so that was a dead one. Whether it was killed or whether it I picked it up and put it somewhere to later rest, so I feel like it wasn't run over by unless it was a bike. I feel like it might have been killed by somebody. The magic is out there, and so let's not even talk about the moon and the shooting star that I saw here, and back in Jay when I saw that the comet split in two on one of my second, like, there's magic to be seen. So I trust that we are also integrating time by ourselves as well as company and community, because many different energies, especially now as we become more galactic, as people talk about, there's gifts that from these, like being in the presence of that lion, the papa lion, like in the pride, like I was a metre away from that. That was in my auric field now. Like I've experienced a lion. That is mad. To me, that's mad. Other people might just think, it's a lion, they're just on safari. But I just think that people need to watch their judgments of those who full joy their own company. We don't act or put on a performance. People take and receive us as they want, as a projection of themselves, because I'm certainly not acting, and I'm not doing any of this for a laugh. I'm doing it to live and to experience and to raise my personal vibration and imprint on the planet and in my cells and my DNA for the healing of the nations. I can't expect people to understand that, but someone stupid saying silly things like, "You're so strange, you should have invited me in." Like, get over yourself, mate. 929.